Welcome to weekly forecast of Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes. So, today we will discuss how Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes like gold, silver, crude, USD, INA will perform for the next week. Okay. So, we'll begin with the gold. It's a 5 minute chart. Let's go for daily. Yeah. Last week we have discussed this, like this may face a resistance somewhere around here and reverse up to the level of this border, that is of 1909. But it slide little bit down, and it's near to 1765 now. In the hourly chart, what it says, yeah, if you see this moment of downside, it's may seems like A, B, and C. Now this is for the 100%. So minimum it will come to the 80% and 100%. That could be the pattern, like a flat pattern here in case of gold, or it might be the new like a complex correction, say S, X, and it's a new correction. But as per now, or this structure, it will come to the 80%, that is for 1888 minimum. The minimum is 61%. From this it can do the neutral triangle, but it seems like the faster retracement for the downside. If it is like a slower one, we can say okay, then it might go one up before it can go any further down. But here what happened, the movement is faster, so here we can expect some correction like this and one more downside before it can go any further down. So now in case of gold, look for sell setup, not for buy for the next week. So in case of gold, look for sell, not for buy, until and unless it crosses the trend line of a downside. So I will add that. So this is now like 100%, and this is, however, it broken here. So I'll remove this, or just I'll add this in a lighter form. Let's do this. Let's fade this to little lighter. Yeah. Now the present channel will be this one, right? So from inside the channel, you can expect some retracement or some pull up before it can come any for one more down. So look for sell in case of gold, not for the buy. Yeah. Same in case of silver, we were expecting a last week in forecast. We said like here it might go one up from here. If it retraces, it go one up before it can come any further down. But here if you see the moment it broken the moment it has broken the trend line, the trend had changed and it reversed for the downside. So it seems the similar structure that of the gold. So we'll see in different time frame. So here this will be the recent support and this will be the support and resistance lines. So here this will be the channel. So what we can expect in case of silver, until and unless it will give closing below the 21 USD, it seems like still it is a positive. But here a smaller time frame, let's take this, or in a smaller time zone, it can come up to the level of 23 and to the 22. Let's take this like an hourly chart. Here if you see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 as ended, or it might be the part of the correction of this line like a flat. It has done now. So now if you add the line here, still it looks like a sell. It might come one up and one more down. Here if it stands or holds, it might go one up, otherwise it will slide down to the level of 22. So look for sell in case of silver, not to buy for the next week. USD INR. So daily, we were expecting it to go for the 78. Structurally hasn't changed much. So if I remove everything, it seems like one up before it can go any further down, because as you see, this is like a one up and a correction, one more up, it's a slight correction, and will be one more up, slight correction. So it can do the structure like this, okay, or else like for now, this will be the channel for me. If it breaks down, so we'll see that too. If it breaks also, it will be in the slower form. So it, for me, it is not a good sell if it breaks the channel too. So here I'll wait for pullback or pull up, and if it once gives the confirmation for the upside, so we'll go one more up trade, keeping the lower. Or if, for example, if it breaks here in a faster form, so I'll keep this as a sell and trade for this upside. So look for buy, not for the sell in case of USD INR. So here it might come to the upside, then down, then up, then fine. Here it might do the triangle and then break down, then it's fine. So then the structure will be like a B and C kind. But here it needs to spend some time if it is, or if it has to go for downside. There, what will be the structure? For example, I'll add the time here, here, and here. So this is the half time, right? So here we expect some triangle, okay, up, down, and up. Then we can say that okay, one down before it can go any further up, right? But here, if it is not spending the time, so I'll consider this as a trend line, and if it crosses and go above the level of 75 USD, so we'll be reaching one more up, that is for 79, or at least for 79 or 79.78.80 something, right? So here it can do like this or to the down. Okay, so as of now, you can look for slightly up, then we will decide whether to stay in a buy or to the downside. Crude oil. So last week we were expecting it to buy, I hope, because I was expecting the price to go for 50 USD. Yes, it has reached and crossed the high. So now what will be the structure for the next week? So go for daily, and from the top, this will be the resistance here for the time being. So I'll copy it so that I'll add one more channel adjacent. From the downside, this will be the angle. Okay, now we can expect like this. Yeah, 121% is 55 USD. If it further goes, it will be the 70. But as of now, we can see like some upside moment, and there we might face a resistance, because if I see this moment like 1 2 3 4 or a 5 here, it will be the slower form. So it may happen like 1 2, and this will be the what we say, a flat pattern. There it is a two-way structure, and then it is a and B. It's totally like a B C D and E, or 1 2 3 4 5. If something started here, then this will be the like A, and this whole whatever it is going, it's a and it's a B, and it is going for the C now. And if the time it taken is sharper or less compared to this whatever up is going, so here it might come one down before it can go any further up. So that might happen in case of crude oil, because this structure seems like a neutral triangle for me. So for neutral triangle also, the structure wise it will be same, it will be remain same. For example, like a neutral triangle, how it behaves, like this will be the A, and this will be the B, and this will be the C, and this C, D, and E. After that we will be getting one up in case of neutral triangle, if it able to breaks the high once again, like a inverted head and shoulder, one can say. Okay, so in case of this, so I'm expecting it to go first to the upside, then down, and then up. Okay, so look for buy now up to the level of 55 or 56 USD, not for the sell in case of crude oil. So that is the daily structure. Hourly, what it says, similar, nothing much had changed. So I'm just adding one more channel here so that I will get a resistance maybe at the level of 53 or 54, then little bit down, upside, and 55 or 57 can be expected in case of crude for the next week. Okay, fine. So individual stocks, that is, sorry, Nifty. We'll see first. It's a new Nifty future stock. 1 day. Okay. I'm just trying to connect here. If I go with one more channel that is to the top, it will be like this. Okay, fine. So here at the channel stop, so I won't recommend or I won't buy here. I just wait for the pullback, and if I want, I buy once again, or else I'll wait for the structure to change for the downside and trade. Okay, here in the smaller time zone or in the hourly basis, this will be my new channel. Okay, so presently, as per the chart or as per the daily structure, as per the trend following system, Nifty for the buy. Okay, there is no structurally change. It might be some flat or some diametric pattern. It's doing fine. That's okay. Here, if it opens tomorrow, if let's it open near this structure or 14,386 or something, so you will be getting one more up before it can go any further up. So here, in case of Nifty, look for the buy, not for the sell. Okay, until and unless it gives the confirmation or like any faster retracement for the downside, we won't be selling it. But let's say if it opens downside, so it will be giving you hint like in one candle it will be like an engulfing candle for tomorrow. And if it is crossing below 14,250 or something, then we can expect it to come for the level of 14,100. And if further down it slides, then it will be like a 13,900 or something. Okay, then we will see how it behaves here, one up or continue to the downside. But as of now, the structure seems positive, and look for the buy, not for the sell. Mm, Bank Nifty, as discussed earlier, the structure wise, it hasn't changed much. So I'll be staying in a buy in case of Bank Nifty. So earlier we said here it is a consolidating. So at least we will be getting one up. That is minimum is this, and the next target will be 33,055. So look for buy, not for the sell in case of Bank Nifty. Okay. Now individual, if I go, let's start with the HDFC. As earlier said, seems like 1 2 or like it might be the 3 and 4 and 5. Now whether the structure has changed, I need to go for shorter channel. I'll add to this now, this, and seems like this. Okay, fine. Again, it is going inside the structure and after the one upside moment, right? You are getting what I'm talking. Let's take this. Like here, it is the upper side channel. Okay. Like tomorrow, if you're getting any opening above this, you will be getting at least like 61% to the 80% to the previous move. So 80% will be 2691 and 100% will be 2790. So if it opens above that, it will be like 61% or 80%. And that will depend. Like if it is slower than one up downside, that will be like a ABC. If faster, it will be go and touch upper side. That will be like 2770. So as of now, you can look for the buy, sell only below 2630. Okay. HDFC Bank. Yeah. Structure wise hasn't changed much. So earlier we said here if it comes and slides downside, so we can take this as a SL and trade for the downside. But now structurally hasn't changed much, but it can be one up before it can go any further down because the structure is still intact for the buy. And I'm taking this as a new channel. So hope here we will be getting one buy as soon as it crosses the this line. Okay, or like here if it spends some more time like for the downside, maximum to maximum, one more down like this, and one up. So look for buy. Then the channel will be changing from this to this. Only difference is the target will be little lesser. So now it will be like this target, and if it comes little bit down, or like after this, if it takes upside, then the target will be this 1600. Okay. So look for buy, not for the sell, but very short term you can sell it for 1360 or something. But as soon as it crosses 1440 or 1443, once again you need to be stay in a buy. So it is it we need to look for this moment. This is like A, B, and C. Not for this, but for the time being, one can stay in a sell and then look for the buy. Hindustan Unilever, as earlier said, um, it will be touching the channel and coming down, but not in the form of a faster retracement for the downside, right? So I'll take this as one structure, and from here one channel. Okay, and from this angle, if you see here, from the channel stop, it is taking the support. So what happen, or what may happen for the what may happen next, like this. So if you see this moment, it is a faster. Let's take this as a one more trend line. So here, if it slower or corrects little bit, not in a faster to the downside, faster, or not like a fastly going to the downside, so we'll be seeing one up before it can go any further down. So look for 2480 or 2500 in case of Hindustan Unilever before it can go any further down. So here you can look for the buy now, and after that will be like after 2400 you can look for 2480, keeping the stop loss of this, that is 2360 or something. ICICI Bank, yeah, it is for the buy. So we said this is whatever is going, it is going for the B wave. Now we can get a 1C, but there is no weakness at all as of now. But as soon as it will give some weakness for the downside, that will be like, for example, from here, this will be the one more channel. I'm just adding broadly. So here, this will be the present channel. So making it a little darker. Okay. And from this angle, one more. Perfect. Here, you can look one more up, smaller or bigger. If it goes further, it will be going for this up, that is 590. So earlier we said at least it will come to the level of 560, 540 or 550. Now you can look for the buy one more upside before it can go any further down or slides down. So as of now in the hourly, you can look for the buy for channel stop. Then it might reverse. If it is reversing, we will be staying in a sell, or else we will be staying with this uptrend. Okay. Infosys, earlier we asked you to buy, and still the structure had changed here. If you see, just I'm looking to that particular structure. For example, this is the downside and this is the upside for me, and this channel where it broke here, right? So we were in the sell, or we would be in the sell for this segment for the downside, but as soon as it crosses the trend line again, so we will be staying for the upside, right? So then the channel will be modified to, at least now it will be like this is the one bottom and this will be the second. So this is the top. Okay, one, and from this angle the one more channel. So for the upside, you can keep like, if it opens above this, so we'll be going for one more up, or else like a small consolidation. If it goes sideways, then one up. Okay, so if it going above this, look for buy, or if it is coming near or below this, we can expect some pullback and then buy for upside. So overall structure will be for the buy, not for the sell. ITC, so we were in the buy, and structurally it hasn't changed much. So we were thinking this structure has a neutral triangle like a B and C D E, and it broken. So look for buy, keeping the stop loss of this. This will be the tradable structure for the downside, sorry, upside, as per the neutral triangle. Then where you will come to know our neutral triangle or whatever the structure we were thinking, that is wrong the moment it broke the channel. Firstly to this, secondly to this level. So here the structure had changed. Now what we can expect here, some triangular structure or a kind of expanding triangle. So both ways it will be like a triangular structure. It will be like a 1 2 3, that is ABC, like a B and C, 1, then A B C or C D E and upside. Now you can look for small pullback or wait for this to happen, 194 or 200. If you're getting lower to that, you can look for the buy setup or this particular structure. Okay, look for buy, not for the sell in case of ITC for next week. The overall structure will be like this, and one more up will be like this. Okay, so look for buy at least for 230 or 240. So we will decide after that how it behaves. Kotak, yeah, look for buy. There is no structurally hasn't changed much, a slightly change in the channel. Yeah, look for buy, not for the sell. LNT, yeah, earlier we were thinking this structure will be like a and B and C. If it is confirmation or confirmed sell, so we'll be looking for the sell, but here it hasn't given any sell for the trade. It went upside, but still this seems like a very corrective form compared to this fall. So here, but this structure, if you see, this is a sharper 1 2 3 4 and 5, it may happen. So then what will be like, this is the A and this will be the B and the smaller C, and for the downside, because if you see the structure here, it has broken in lesser time. So this will be the buy for now, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So now look for the buy, not for the sell. So earlier we were looking for the sell, but the structure hasn't changed. So now stay in a buy for at least 1470 or 1420 in case of LNT. Reliance, as earlier discussed, so it may form a neutral triangle or some correction, right? So I'll remove everything now. Okay, the overall structure will be like this, maximum to maximum this. Okay, if I see at the end or uh, this overall structure, like for example here it is like A and B and C. If I see this is a faster downside movement and vigorously it retraced back, so V kind of structure, most of the time they will break and go high, but it came down little. So it may happen one down and upside, because if I see the overall structure, this will be like a and this whole correction will be B and we will be going for 1C. Okay, so here it might reverse from the level of 1870 or 1840, but below this don't look for buy, that is 1834. But here if somewhere around here or here if it is reversing, so that will be the very minimal SL or a good risk reward trade from here or from here for the upside. So then that you need to catch. Tata Consultancy, TCS, we said at least 2987, but as if it crosses this, it will be going for the upside, 2987. That was the earlier structure, but now it crossed the that and came down to the channel and reversed from there. So if you see how beautifully it worked, right? So here, if I see or add the channel, see, just I'm adding this, or if I take this as a bottom, so it will be like a this fine, or else like to this. If I extend this, see here, it went upside, came exactly to the channel's top and reverse. Now this will be our one more channel. So now it seems like upside until and unless it crosses the level of 3000 once again. Okay, on the closing basis. If it is slower, we'll be getting one more up. So look for buy, not for sell in case of TCS. So it may form like a triangular structure and one more up. Okay, if it is fasterly downside and crossing the level of 3000, then we will see. But meanwhile, you can look for the buy setup for 3200 or 3280. Okay, on Bajaj Finance. Yeah, earlier we said like here there will be a small correction for the downside, or the structure is doing like A, B, C, D, E, same like a neutral triangle. So I'll remove this. Now what seems okay with Bajaj Finance. Okay. So this has A, this has a B, and this has a C now. So maybe downside or little bit up. So for this here's a C and D and E. So it will be seems like a some correction or in a corrective form before it can go any further up or further down. So here one can look for the buy once it reverses from here. Okay, that's fine. That's for this week. Stay safe. And if you like the video, please do subscribe and share among your friends. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And we will be doing that like I'll be thinking to do two sessions. One, I'll record whatever this nifty top 10 stocks and indexes. So we'll be taking one separate session for only doubts, like what I feel like some people they have a doubts and they will be waiting for this long or 20-25 minutes session, and then they'll be asking a doubt. So what I do, I'll do the two separate sessions. So one for the this I'll record and I'll upload it as soon as like you see, or whatever you whatever doubt you having. So that will be discussing in another session. That will be the live, and this will be like offline one. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.